I see a giant black screen.
That's what's supposed to be there because I forgot to grab my Granblue Radio images because I'm on my work computer right now. And so if I go into Google Drive, I have very confidential documents waiting for me and not my stream backgrounds. Oops. So it'll be a black screen for a little bit. Yeah, this is gonna be like the most ghetto looking one in a while just because I've spent so much time running around today and not actually setting up my travel setup, so I will not even be on camera today. All right. So anyway, let's do it short and sweet, shall we, DJ?
Sure.
As short as we can. All right. Hello, welcome to Granblue Radio. This is number 318. Um, we're, this one is an April Fool's episode because here we are. Look at Pompurine. Anyway, Pom Pompurine. We've got the Hello Kitty collab part one probably coming because on April 3rd there's a second half of this coming. We've got new characters to talk about. We've got two new uncaps, and that'll be it because Choregra came out literally 90 minutes ago. We're punting that one to next time. So here we are. This is Vibrating Sheep, and with me to yell at me when I'm wrong.
It's DJ.
Hi, DJ. All
How's
right.
SoCal?
Surprisingly cold and wet.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is, but it's great. I've been watching. I've come off of 2 straight days of watching wrestling shows from DDT and TJPW. I'm having a great time out here, so it's been nice. Um, yeah, and you're gonna be having a great time next week, hopefully, at around this time because you'll be at SakuraCon.
Yep. I might be able to still make Thursday though. So
Keep me updated. We can try doing it earlier or something also because the content of next week's episode is going to be about the choreograph that just came out after we sort of digest what's just happened. But all right, where do you want to start? We've got two new seasonal characters. We've got one tie-in character and two uncaps for existing characters, along
go
with
by release order.
release order. It is so that means the uncaps, which happened. Actually, no, yeah, it is. It's the uncaps first. So we have ourselves a new section of our Karam sandbox, which was promised to us at the um, anniversary stream. So this is Zone Mundus. There appears to be a bug, by the way, where Zone Mundus takes 4 times as long to load if your game is set to English.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So if you set it to Japanese, these load times go way down. But here we are. This is quote unquote the final zone of Sandbox. Uh,
Oh, cool. You can fight the world.
Here's the world.
I can't.
Oh, right, because you need to actually 5-star something first. All right.
Correct. So I am gated from this one.
Right. So the nice thing about this one, though, is that they've learned from all of the things that they did wrong with building the previous zones of Sandbox. So here is both of the wind ones right next to each other, and then here is the light that corresponds with these two wind, and it summons the same defender, and the defender will just move to wherever the latest one that popped was. So that's nice. Um, they've done a lot of those little things. These defenders also have like the best drops out of all of them. They have like 3 times Veritas, like the what is it? The Idians are dropping pretty freely right now as of the end here. So this is the one where they want you to get all of the stuff done, right? Um, have you spent much time in here, or are you just gonna wait until you can actually like benefit from
Oh,
fighting the
I'm in
world?
here already because I
Okay.
want to get those books done.
Oh yeah, these books are disgusting.
Yeah, well, sandbox. It's always gonna be disgusting.
Yeah, you're right. But like, here's
And
this.
the other thing is that I might as well get stuff pre-farmed.
Yeah, that's fair. Now that we know exactly what each of these characters is going to require for their uncapped, so just like with the Eternals, the Evokers 1 through 10 are all going to have the same versions, slightly different versions, I mean, of the same uncapped materials. So it's just like, all right, now we know for a fact what we need, and thankfully, um, it's only one Evilite, and there's ways to get those. It does not require, more sand than just the three investment, because sand is already disgusting to try and get. But anyway, um,
Says one evil light, 50 gospels.
50 Gospels, which is the defender drop in Mundus
Yeah,
Zone.
and those like are pretty much guaranteed to drop from what I've been looking at.
They are guaranteed, and it's a lot like Luster's, where you can have a pretty high frequency of getting two of them from a single fight. And they also
Yeah.
come, yeah, they also come in the Saphira treasure boxes, which are easier than ever to get, which is nice.
Next is 50 lusters, 200 sapphire stones, and 100k rupees.
Yeah, the rupees you don't even notice if you play Sky Leap. 100k is still pretty reasonable if you do just things like sell co-op treasures or whatever. Um, but yeah, like
Oh, we're still in co-op traders. I thought we don't do that because in case they stupidly do things in the my room thing again.
oh yeah, that's right. You're
Yeah,
right.
you don't sell those.
What you oh yeah, what you get a lot of rupees from now is from auto selling things that come in boxes from events. That's right. Good call, good call. But yeah,
Yeah.
these new books are pretty wild. So there's four new books. There's the specialist guide book, which is improve skills. So
How much does improve skills?
it is 300,000 skill supplemental.
No,
Very
that's pretty
little.
good.
Yeah, very little else in this one matters, even though it's still, the rest of this is still really good. It's just that,
CA
like,
cap, I see that.
300,000 skill supplemental,
Oh, you
along
also
with,
get seal image cap too.
yeah, 20% cap, a CA reactivate to your MC. So, if you have, like, a main hand that does skill damage on CA, then you're going to get a ton of it. And then, more CA cap. So this is like, yeah, this is the sauce right here. But that's, the first of four. We've also got Sanctums, which is the defensive one. So if you have trouble living through things, then you can just give yourself,
Damage mitigation, healing specs, debuff resist.
mm-hmm. So, should you need it, it's here. Um, Shockwave is another wild one where it's 30% chaser,
So it's better
200,
than our 20% chaser from one of our other books.
yeah, 200,000 normal attack damage sup.
Oh, so Grimnir is pretty, and a new character that we're going to talk about later is going to be really good
Yeah,
with that.
all of the
Actually,
nine hitters.
every character actually gets stuff from that because
Yeah,
there's also the chaser.
and also you get guaranteed triple attack one time off of this book, and you
So
have
your first
20%.
strike, yeah.
Yeah, and then 20% normal attack damage cap. So they want you to beat Sandbox, like. And then the last one is Thunderclap, the one that I haven't worked on that much yet. This is the one that gives your MC double strike, gives your team 50% triple attack, 10% uplift, and I believe 30% meter gain. So yeah, these ones are really
You can
rewarding.
combine a lot of these books together too.
Hmm. So these are really 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 good. You should get them, and it's easier than ever to. Oh geez, sorry, I was like, just experiencing the load time again. Um, but yeah,
This is why I hitting the retry button instead.
yeah. So anyway, there's that. All right. Um, but yeah, so this is all prelude because you cannot actually access the world until you. So you unlock this node by defeating all four elements of Defender. There's only four elements of Defender in this one, even though there's six elements. They're just, slightly separated. Um, and then you go in to the Evokers. And so I actually can't show this because I have actually uncapped both of them. Who do you want to talk about first? Kaim or Maria Teresa?
You choose. You're the one who has them.
All right, we're going to go to Maria Teresa because she's easier to explain. All right, so once you have the Evoker uncapped. Then you can go to the world, and it'll show the world the evoker focused cutscene of them taking on the world and losing the first time and then coming out stronger. The usual here. Um, and so here's Maria Theresa. She's part of the first wave along with Kaim. And so we've got level 80. When you spend all of these resources to uncap her, you get the first thing that you get is the CA gives you her skill 1 back. So 2 hits of water damage, remove a buff from the enemy.
That removal buff is going to be important later.
Yeah, because of who she is, that remove a buff causes unrighteousness, which is an additional hit of water damage and a debuff that does things like gives your team chaser. Level 90, I believe, is this Justice's Condemnation down here.
Does
And
Unrighteousness give Chaser?
for her, I think. Let me go check her unique EMP skill.
Unique EMP skill,
It's
damage reduction to all
it's
allies
damage
against
against.
foes.
Okay, where does she get the chaser from? I know that she has it. All right. Anyway, sorry, I may be wrong. Anyway, you get unrighteousness though again, and it has basically closer to full uptime when you do that. So yeah, here's Justice's Condemnation. So this is different wording than Aurum Sword. So it's not just any buff removing skill. This is the Enyo wording. So it has to have a buff on, and then you have to remove it with that buff removing skill. And it does 1,000% water damage to all foes. It gives Maria Theresa full meter, which lets her dispel again the next turn, as you may remember. And then it heals her.
At 3K.
It's 3K. Okay.
And the damage cap on the nuke is 1.6 million.
Yeah, so that's pretty beefy. So one of the things about Enyo though is that if the boss doesn't constantly buff itself, she can have trouble with matchups where it's just like she doesn't do much. You want someone there to give the opponent a buff, which is where you will get to that later. And then here comes 95. 95 upgrades Justice Reversed and Empress Upright. So her backline passive upgrades so that when an ally casts a buff removing skill when she's in the sub, then she also inflicts debuff resistance down stackable, which
And
is
he stacks up to 30%.
it's really nice to have. It's nothing that changes the way that you played with her in the backline. But here we go. This is the big thing. Empress Upright.
I found the Chaser, by the way.
Oh, where was it? What's it attached
It's
to?
Righteous Indignation.
There's so many things listed.
You need
Sorry, yeah.
Righteous Indignation in order for your unrighteousness to give you Chaser.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, there it is. Against foes with unrighteousness effect from Empress Upright. There we go. There's so sorry. The descriptions of these evokers just keeps getting longer, and we got added 2 new skills basically because both of these. So the back line. So then the back to front is actually a pretty big one. So when she goes back to front, all allies gain Devotion to Justice, which is the Fidelta effect other than the full heal. So crit, defense, multi-attack, damage cap up, 5 turn duration. So you get all of this is one of the hardest skills to set off in the game because it requires your entire team to be in the red, and this is an element that does not have Zoe in it. So you have to find somebody, get them to red, copy it with Uguale, and then Fidelta. And
I mean, this element also does have some characters that can do that.
Yes, it is pretty annoying sometimes though, because when characters have wildly different health values, then being copied to a certain health value does not mean that you're necessarily in the red. I'm looking at you, anybody who has low health naturally, or the MC who has red health at a much higher threshold than anybody else.
So, well, yeah, but you're not using the MC for this 90% of the time for copying the health.
This is true. But yeah, so then here's the last one, and this is the doozy. All right, so Harvest's Shield, which is her level 100 capstone. It has The following text: your team gains 10,000 damage of mitigation for 1 turn, 6 turn cooldown. It can only be used when her back to front passive, the Empress Upright, is active. It also adds 3 turns of 500,000 damage mitigation to the foe. This is explicitly dispellable, so it is there to give a buff to the enemy that she or someone else on the team removes, and then she immediately gets the heal. She gets the nuke, and she gets a full meter to dispel again the next turn.
I find it funny that with that number, there's actually a chance that you're not actually hitting past that shield with her skill one.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is that, yeah, skill 1 has a very unreliable cooldown unless you're CA looping, and she's not the evoker to be CA looping with.
And you kind of need two specific characters in order to start CA looping.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, um, this is definitely a much more of a frontline benefit. And then here's the other thing, is that it might be a thing to just play these characters without their skill 4 for a long time, because let's go take a look at what this thing costs, because this is one of the highest costs yet. So here's the world card. It is only used to get skill 4 for an evoker, and it costs 100 of the world Idean. Sure, whatever. That means fighting the world somewhere between 50 and 100 times. Sure. Actually, no, it drops 2 to 3, so it's between like 30 and 50 times. Sure, whatever. It costs new world quartz. Those have been something that they've been starting to get comfortable like giving to us in larger amounts. 10 Damascus crystals. Those are farmable, and they keep giving us a trickle of them, so, sure. Here's the hard one. It costs a Sunlight Stone.
Yeah, you only get like one per Guild War.
And like one for the anniversary stream, and like one for, certain missions during holidays and stuff.
I'll let you know I'm out of Sunlight Stones already.
I'll have you know that I was saving these 4 to specifically get 3 sand by using the blue skin in order to get sand. Where are you? It's not Imperial Ascension. It is
But yeah, no, it's
Path to
it's it's very
Supremacy.
high cost.
Yeah, so there's Supremax Mastery and there's Supreme Harp. It costs, and so now it is a horribly bad deal to spend 4 Sunlight Stones on 3 sand, because 3 sand is 1 Evoker uncap. This is 4 Evoker skill 4s now, and they will definitely, absolutely need to find a better way to give players more of these without like flooding their own economy with it, because 10 of these is unreasonable. Like the first 10 is mildly reasonable because you're using them for their intended purpose. They're there to make summons stronger. And so you use the first 10 of these on the Arcarum summon. And the Arcarum summons are very strong summons. So you get 4 stars worth of summon from 1 Sunlight Stone, basically.
So one of the things that I wish they did instead was that when we added that extra thing to the second zones, for example,
Mm.
that it was not a gold brick, but instead of Sunlight Stone.
Yeah, because that's the other thing, is that like uncapping these evokers costs an Evilite. We've been prepared for this mentally since we saw that they could give us more Evilites by just going and playing the Xenos, you know?
But a gold brick doesn't actually help an evoker.
Nope, not at all. So yeah, um, I see a future where we just have a bunch of uncapped evokers and can't get their skill 4. Just can't. All right, but and so the thing is that I have Maria Theresa at level 100. I seriously don't know if I will actually spend the Sunlight Stone to get her skill 4. I don't know if it's worth it. It's a good skill, don't get me wrong, but it's a very expensive one skill, and a lot of the time, like, you can just use that passive as if she was Enyo and just use her against bosses that buff themselves, and then you just don't need that extra bit from her,
Yeah.
you know?
One things I also don't like about this: the mitigation is only for 1 turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your cost between you giving the enemy a buff like that and you getting this mitigation. You have a class to do that yourself.
And in water, you also have Wamdis. Admittedly, she is not free at all. But there's Paladin, there's Wamdis, um, and there's a bunch of characters in water who are very good at just reducing damage. It's not damage mitigation, sure, but Anne is perfectly good at doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah, and the other thing I don't like about like what they did with their kit
Hmm.
is that they didn't actually change unrighteousness from being 10%, and that's it. It's
Hmm.
not even a permanent buff, a debuff. I
Yeah,
mean,
they added a lot of uptime, but yeah, I understand.
it's
Um,
so every time that comes up,
hmm.
like my Hase dies, for example, and now Maria Teresa's up front.
Hmm.
I'm not getting that the benefit from having her in the backline giving me 10% stackable for
Hmm.
like such a long time.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. So here's Kime. So here's the funny thing. So the first thing that you say with Kime is that he's a backline only character for a lot of people,
And some people it didn't change.
and so that's the thing. So Hanged Man Reversed, I don't have him at level 95 yet, but when Hanged Man Reversed upgrades at level 95, it adds one line and it says you also get 20,000 supplemental damage while
That
Kime is
all
in your
adds up.
backline. It
That all
does.
adds up.
It is very solid. Is it worth an Evilite? To me, yes. To other people, I don't know. It is something that you can make a choice for yourself. Um, then the full upright one. This is the big one. So all right, let's go back up to this. So here's Golden Twilight, at the level 80 uncap,
Yeah. So after upgrading it, it now randomly gives you one of the suits.
and by you we mean the entire Earth team.
And yeah, because it used to be that he only got suits.
Yes, and these buffs were cool, but he couldn't actually use them very well compared to having other characters who could actually buff your whole team. Because very secretly, these ranks of suits are pretty broken to have on. So it's
So let's
like,
go over the suits
all right,
because
yeah.
not everybody knows how this works because I barely know how they work
Hell,
because who brings them frontline?
I do, and I still don't know how well all of them work. But anyway, so you've got four potential ranks of each buff. So spades, let's start there. That's the first one on the list. Um, is spades the attack and chase or drain one? No, go ahead.
Nope, it is the perpetuity modifier and piercing sight. Piercing sight says elemental damage dealt will always be treated as superior.
That's right. So that one's really good. You always crit. You always become eligible to crit. You always do superior element damage, and yeah,
And the
um,
perpetuity modifier at
goes
four
up to like
stacks is
50.
50%.
Yeah, it's huge. And now it goes on characters who aren't Kime. That's huge. All right, next up, hearts.
Hearts is still obviously healing. So
Yeah,
your healing and healing cap goes up by 50% at 4 stacks, and also you get a drain.
and the drain is what, 500, which
500,
gets
but that's
get
also being increased
adjusted.
by
Yeah.
everything that heal nodes to healing cap on the hearts.
And as a note, because you have Kime, this doesn't even imply. This means that you have the Hanged Man weapon, which heals you every turn as long as you have 12 buffs. And guess what? The ranks are 4 undispellable buffs that you'll get. Oh
Yep.
the oh the buffs that you'll have.
And the hangman spear is pretty good.
It's yeah, yeah. It's a good
And then
one.
Kaim also has the ability at level 90 to remove a debuff from an ally at the end of turn.
Hmm.
So it's pretty much a clear and a heal you're getting if you have both the hangman spear and him frontline.
Hmm. All right, so that's hearts. Let's go to diamonds.
Hey, like you like water switch?
How about permanent water switch for your entire team?
Yeah, can't be removed. Also 100% defense.
Yeah, that's the broke one in my opinion. And then clubs I know is by process of elimination, so that's 10% chaser, and
Correct.
then multi attack.
DSR
Damn it!
debuff success rate.
Debuff success rate. This is the quiz that I will always fail.
It's blue, Dom.
That's right. Success rate. And debuff success rate is one of those things where you will absolutely notice when you have it. Like delays hit more often, blinds will hit more often, gravity hits more reliably. Like in any kind of long-term fight where you bring gravity, around the third time you cast it, you're just like, oh, this misses so often. I hate it. And then 50% debuff success rate. Hey, it hits. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All of this
So
stuff
now
is
you
amazing.
now you get if you're CAing with them, you get these effects.
Hmm.
So that begs the question: do you want him backline or frontline?
All right. Um, I personally want him frontline.
Yeah,
Like
his him coming in from the back line is all right to get yourself started, or you could just CA loop. Well, you're not gonna loop with this, but
you,
uh, you can CA a lot of times in order to get these just up.
that's the thing though. He actually was part of the OG CA loop that I made because remember that beginning of Joker, not beginning of Joker, blank fate. No, it is beginning of Joker. I think
No,
the
beginning Joker
no,
is copy.
yeah, that's right. Um, is that the one that resets on CA? No, it's blank face that resets on CA.
Blank face is the you want the blue skill for not blue skill the yellow
Yellow
skill
skill. That's
for
right. Because I
to
believe,
get
yeah,
gain 15% bar.
that's right. So the original combo that I made was Valentine's Monica Kime Frontline. This was pre-Satyr, and I said that the problem with that team is that it never debuffed anything, so debuffs would just fall off, and you would eventually just get punched in the face and fall over. Satyr
And
fixed
Satyr
all of
solved that
these.
problem.
Yeah, Satyr solved that problem, but you can do it now if you want. Oh God, I forgot that Blank Face has its own glossary entry because it's so complicated. But anyway, other things that are hidden notes about Kaimon Cap. Blank Face is
Oh yeah,
copyable now.
this works because what was it called? Dance of the Gods is a 5 turn, so you could put him behind Aetha.
Hmm. So yeah, yeah, Blank Face got a lot better because you can copy it with Beginning of Joker now. So it was the thing that we noted with Golden Knight because Golden Knight her copy skill is really good because there are by default two really good skills that you know you can copy at all times for her. They're her skills. And so now Kime gets kind of the same thing with Blank Face. And then here's the last one, or well, not the last one. So the other thing about Fool Upright is that when it upgrades, instead of only Kime getting all of these ranks, all of your team gets them.
Well, like I said before, you could just instead just bring him frontline and
Yeah,
just CA a lot.
right. So, but for example, for Diaspora, which auto kills something in the front line on turn one, if you bring a sacrifice, then he just comes in and you have Water Switch, which is very relevant in that raid, and you also have like close to 100% defense for the rest of the raid. That's amazing. Um, and then the last thing is Secret Hands. Secret Hands is
And
very, very
wire switch does
Whoops.
matter because there is one thing that does wind damage.
Yep. There is a part. There's a one move in Diaspora that does wind damage, and it does a lot of wind damage. So,
It's like 20
anyway,
something K. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So Secret Hands. This is another thing that is 4 different skills, based on. So this one, instead of being based on the previous skill pressed, this one is based on just it will bring up a button that lets you push one of 4 options.
You just like use this as grenades.
Yeah. All right. So these are all based on the colors of the main colors of skill. So DJ, I'm gonna need your help here because
All right. So I have
red.
these are all 8 turn cooldowns.
Hmm.
B beat down the red one. 1 turn of sharp attack up and guaranteed TA.
Which can be copied, by the way. So you can use Golden Knight to copy this. It's disgusting. Keep going.
Green life gain. It's literally a pot picture on this thing, and it creates a green pot and removes the one debuff from all allies.
Which also can be copied. It's disgusting. All right.
Yellow extra turn. and your cooldowns on your other skills.
Yeah, yeah, all right. Which I believe also can be copied because only one of them is uncopyable, which should be the blue
Delay
one.
act.
Yeah,
Delay act. Uh it delays. No, it doesn't. I lied. No, it progresses the turn by 2 at the end of turn,
yeah, yeah. That
which has
one
uses.
has a lot of uses. So yeah, this is all disgusting stuff for Kaim, and there are a lot of really good setups that use him frontline now.
I like the notes on the copyable abilities. Is the tricks are copyable, but only by beginning of Joker.
Hmm. Yeah, for Secret Hands. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. I guess the GK one you can't copy with her. I thought it was Blank Face that was only copyable by himself.
he can only copy Blink Face by himself. The Secret Hands you can, except for Delay Acts.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's right. So Blank Face is the one that only Kaim can copy. All right. So anyway, yeah, yeah, this is disgusting. It's actually worth it. All of this entire package is worth it. People were shitting on Hanged Man Reverse. I'm like, why? It's free. Well, it's not free.
I hate Eggman's reversed for obvious reasons.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
But you know what? You don't have to play backline. You can play frontline now.
Yeah, and all of the things that he gave you when he was backline, he gives you like almost better by being frontline. The only thing that's missing is damage cap, because like he gave attack up. It's like okay, but when he goes frontline, he gives your entire team attack up, perpetuity. Yeah. Instead of 50% defense, it now goes up to 100% defense with water switch. That's better. And then
Chaser gets you get Chaser. You
it's
know,
chaser instead of damage cap. That's the trade. That's an actual trade.
and
Okay.
you know what? You could Galleon stuff exists. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
could put Zia on the backline for 5% on MC.
But yeah, like this is a good signal of what they want to do. Is they're like the backline stuff. We already know that you like the backline stuff for these characters. Let's really bulk up the frontline stuff. And
Yeah,
so,
and I think Secret Hands is actually worth it, unlike Mirror Teresa's.
mhm. Yeah, I will probably unlock Secret Hands and then leave Maria Teresa's for later, like way down the line. See you in about 15 sands or so.
You know what we like? Free pots. Free pots are
Yeah.
cool.
So I know that you're pre-farming for Frau. Who else are you
Yeah,
pre-farming for in expectations of them becoming like
near.
broke near? That's fair. That's fair. I'm probably going for Hosselia, Frau, and I think Astariola because I'm just curious what they can possibly do.
What do you do to the guy who auto cast skills
They just
only?
give him a fourth skill that he also can't cast, and it's just a different kind of trigger. I don't know.
Like
I really
you don't care about Temper's Reversed or Hermit Upright.
it's really funny. Like I also honestly sometimes forget that I've given that I've gotten Hermit Upright.
It technically slows you down because you have to wait for a buff to appear.
Yeah. All right, but that's the evokers and the new zone. Overall, I think it is an improvement, but we have to wait on how worth it is to get these skill fours over just having a sunlight stone,
You know,
because
so far we're at 50-50.
yeah, when I'm clutching these pearls, DJ, it's like I am now suddenly glad that I did not go through with finishing the blue skin, because I would have just been like, man, I need those sunlights more than I need this sand, which was the opposite situation 1 week ago. All right.
I need sand. I only have one.
Yeah, seriously. All
I
right.
literally got one in the past 4 weeks.
Yep. It's tough. It's really tough. I was at 0 in the previous 3 weeks, and then I got 2 in a day, and it's like, well, that's just how it is. It's like gold bricks, but you need 3 instead of just 1. All right. Next up, 2 characters came out yesterday on
Well, I kind of want to go over the world weapons.
Oh, okay, sure. Let's go to the world weapons. They're available. They are very weird.
So they split them up into 5 groups. There's one missing.
Yeah, there's no light one, largely because um, there's no reason to have a light one. None of them actually refer to
The
the
element.
element. It only matters if you're main handing them.
Now can we talk about how the water harp is gives you bonus water damage?
Yeah, it gives you water chaser to everybody as a main hand. This is very good.
Yeah, that's always good. And they
But
all have some type of arc harm skill.
hmm
So the first skill, all the same, tidings of the new world,
hmm
is it is at skill level 10. Notice it's only at 10.
hmm
EX modifier 18, HP 12. The arc harm skill changes, and it also changes on your weapon type.
Yep.
So fire harp, uh, for guns and katanas, your normal attacks amp by 15%.
Katana characters are not necessarily known for their auto attacks. Gun
They're
characters,
mostly
yeah.
wait, no, there is one katana character.
Shion? What?
Uh,
Narmea?
person who misses a lot.
Oh, okay. Azusa. Yeah, Azusa and Narmea count.
Yep.
They
So
benefit a lot.
yeah.
Is
Other than
the
that, the other katanas don't really.
Nope, the fire CA is probably the worst of all of them, where you just get 10 meter back. It's like,
You
okay.
should get 10 meter. It sucks. But for gun, what's her name? Kukuru.
Yeah, it's true. Kukuru, now Ilsa. We'll get to her in a second.
We'll get to her in a bit.
Yeah. All right, the water one. So it's skill damage amp for dagger and spear,
It's
who
a
are,
10% amp.
and that is actually a lot of dagger and spear characters who do
Yeah.
skill damage.
Yeah. So that's a good weapon overall.
hmm All right.
The uncaps are kind of like ridiculous though. Because to uncap, so what's the cost for buying it first?
It's for the main element ones. It is one the world Idean. It is three gospels, which isn't so bad, and then it's Veritas of the appropriate element.
All right, so here's the uncap for Moon. I'm saying Moon because it uses Moon Veritas, by the way.
Ah, okay.
First uncap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I lied. It's both Veritases. I lied.
Sure, sure, sure.
5 World Indians,
Okay.
5 Gospels,
Of each kind? Oh wait, no, of this red element. That right. Okay.
30 Veritas from both,
Okay.
5 Lusters, 10 Astras.
And that's for the first level, huh?
All right, the second level, 10 World Ideans, 7 Gospels, 50 of each Veritas, 10 Lusters, 25 Astras, and 10 Gabriel Anima, because why not?
The Gabriel anima is like pretty meaningless by this point. For
It's
people
not
who are
meaningless for
things.
me.
That's fair enough. But like at a certain point, I was just like, yeah, Veritas doesn't hurt. Veritas doesn't hurt. Then I looked at my Hanged Man Veritas, and I have 40. It's like, we found the bottleneck for me.
Third uncap, 15 World, 10 Gospel, 70 Veritas, 15 Luster, 50 Aqua, Astras, and 20 Gabriel.
Yeah. So the main thing about these things is that they're pretty clearly seeding for future content. There will be something that asks you to have these uncapped. What that is, I have no idea. We'll figure it out like
We'll
a
figure
year
that
down
out
the line.
later.
Yeah, that's later's problem.
All right,
As of
continuing on the
Yeah.
weapons themselves, though.
hmm Earth.
Earth, you get TA up, unverified, and what that is. Harp and melee characters get 10% skill amp.
There's a lot of melee characters who nuke after they attack, or just nuke in general.
Yeah,
Soris.
Soris. Yeah.
Yeah, he does both of them.
Bowman.
Yeah. Then Harp specialty isn't especially known for its skill damage, but oh well, whatever.
You have Saphira,
hmm
who's really good at doing that.
Right, but there are also characters like Neon. Neon only has skill damage after her CA. Or there's like Diantha just doesn't nuke at all. For
Yeah,
example, like
most
they
harps are buffers.
yeah.
So
It's like Bale. Bale can benefit from this. All right, we got one. We found one.
what? I already listed another one.
Yeah, exactly.
You only said one.
Selfira.
There's two.
If I had a nickel for every harp character who benefited from skill amp, I'd have 2 nickels.
Main character.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he can make logging loggers.
That's true, lumberjack. All right, moving on to wind.
Wind. Axe and staff characters get normal attack amp for 15% in Arcarum.
Axe normal attack. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, a
Staff
lot of them
normal.
on Earth.
Yeah. Staff normal attack. It's a bit of a coin toss. A staff leans towards skill damage, but it doesn't always. And normal attack is just something that you do very often. Like 99% of all characters in the game can normal attack, so they can benefit from this.
True.
And then the
And the
last one.
last one, uh, bow and saber characters CA amp by 20%.
Yeah, it's good. Um,
This thing also
the
has unworldly as a CA.
and it gives your MC shorted and gives your entire team to spell cancel, which is potentially mega strong. So yeah, these are basically future me's problem at the moment. It is nice to have, but at the current moment, I have the ability to beat all content in Arcarum with low time investment, not trivial time investment, but relatively low time investment. And so I don't need to like turn into a slightly faster race car in Arcarum yet.
Yeah, just keywords because when they updated the weapons for what's it called for their Arcarum weapons, for example,
Mm-hmm.
those became in normal grids.
Yep. Yep. So these are something to keep an eye out for, but yeah. For now, they take up materials that I am going to be using on other things. Like these world IDNs are needed for skills. These gospels are just needed to fight the world in the first place. These veritas will build up over time, thankfully. These are the ones that I'll need to actually build up when I actually need to fight these things.
Does the world give you Arcarum points?
I believe so.
Because that's like like I said, I'm gated from getting those. Then
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the defenders give Arca points, so the world should also give Arca points, just like every other boss in Sandbox.
wait, defenders give Arca points?
Oh, it's just the bosses, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought the defenders did for some reason in Mundus. I might be just um, thinking about just all the other things that I've been getting. They didn't improve defenders that much. All right, so it's bosses and like Xenomilitus and stuff like that, right? Still gives you points. It does.
Yeah, Xenos. Yeah.
All right, so we're good.
I think that's it from Arcarum. Oh, I know new AX skills.
Oh yeah, so 12 new AX weapons with AX skills. The 2 from Athena, of which the sword is still kind of relevant if you need hit points for a low price.
Yeah, I definitely use that one.
Yeah. So if you have an AX that has like defense and HP on it, good, use it. Let's see, the water ones. You really don't use those anymore, do you?
There's just the bow, right? This bow Sigurd.
You kind of use those in one turn kill stuff, but not really anymore.
I mean, it's not bad. So
I guess. It was the 30th update that did this. All right. You don't use Wilhelm anymore. The Bow of Sigurd is like a one of. Solomon's Axe and Spymer's Vision don't matter. Indra's Edge matters. So having that with
yeah,
AX
easy
is nice.
garrison. Yeah,
Yeah. Sleipnir Shoe, also useful. So
because
like,
it's a harp.
yeah. And so,
Phantasmos is not laughable bad.
it's true.
It's
So
usable.
4 of these with AX skills matter, or have the potential to matter. All right. Let's see. So Nier is the next one. So we're definitely going to have a Tales of Arcarum death soon, huh?
Look, she doesn't kill right now because that would trouble the crew. That she said so in Monica's fate.
Yeah, and Monica explicitly doesn't believe her. Anyway,
I
uh,
believe Nier.
Okay, we're moving on. Let's go talk about the character who people compare to Nier just because their hair is similar. So let's go talk about.
They same eyes too, you know,
It's true, different ears, slightly.
very slightly.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about Yukata Ilsa because the thing is that there's a reason that people talk about her and Nier in the same sentence. It's not because they look similar when they're naked.
It's because when we kill someone,
Yeah. So when we go talk about this character, we have to go all the way down to Diaturna first. And it says, all right, she's undying one time at the start of fights. She also starts with one Diaturna, and it goes up to 3. Up to 2 deaths give her a buff, which is up to the second Diaturna and a third Diaturna, and also when this happens, her cooldowns end, which matters because these have really long cooldowns.
and 12, 8, 9, yeah.
All right, so then let's. She's
Wait,
kind of a
what the 8 turn one gets off cooldown CA at least.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. All right, so we're gonna go from the bottom up though. So next up, she has the Poseidon slash all of those other ones. So she's triple attacking. She has low charge meter gain.
Minus 35%.
Yeah, that's not gonna matter. And then her normal attacks deal 3 hits, so she hits 9 times on her autos, which is yeah, it's been good on every single character it's been on so
Yeah.
far.
And one of the things I was gonna say is like minus 35%. Sometimes we just turn that to minus 235% or minus 335%. We'll get
Yep.
to that.
Yeah. Thanks, falsehood. All right. Then next up, we have Diva Satanica. This is the reason that she has these things and what makes her even more broke. So 9 turn cooldown and it's her skill 3, so it never goes down. And she at base with 1 Diaturna, she gets double strike on a 9 turn cooldown, which is
That's all really good.
it's still pretty good. But what makes it broken is that each Diaturna gives her another strike that turn. So at 2 Diaturna, which is 1 dead character, then she attacks 3 times. That's triple strike. The MC gets that on No More Doubt. And then
And
there's
cost meter.
here's Quad Strike. I'm pretty sure that only she has this.
I was thinking. Let me check. It probably
because
is.
because Albert does quad attack and so does Geisenborger, but that's 4 attacks in one attack sequence. That's not quadruple strike, which is 12 attacks the way that she works.
Let's see. Million Sal are triple.
hmm Yeah,
Million is double. That's double. That's double. Threo's triple.
hmm yeah.
Keep talking while I'm looking it up.
So the next thing that Diaturna affects, and this is the only other thing that Diaturna affects, is Wages of Sin. This is a very minor thing that it affects. So it's AoE dark damage, it's it's local minus defense minus attack, and um, the duration of these debuffs gets longer based on how much Diaturna she has. I believe the strength also goes up, but it's attack down and defense down. You're covered most of the time.
All right, the answer is no. No one else. The
Okay,
highest is triple.
got it. Was there anything to note about Wages of Sin scaling or anything like that that matters, or are we just gonna move on?
It increases a turn for each one, so it goes from
Yeah,
5 to 7.
sure.
It's a
But
local. It's a local attack defense down. So it's like
mhm,
whatever.
yeah. All right, then here's War Eternal. War Eternal, if it wasn't for all of the stuff that we started with at the bottom, would be kind of unimpressive because it's 5 out of 12, and it is crit, sure.
100% for 20%.
It is, I believe, 15% damage cap up
Correct.
and 20% Dark Chaser.
Yeah, that's fine.
Giving these to herself is pretty broken
Give
because,
it to the entire party though.
yeah. And then, so 5 out of 12 is one of those things where you're like, oh, well, that's 5 really fun turns. But then You see, she exists in Dark. And Dark has this thing that you can farm for that's called Death. And you can press Death at the beginning of combat, and it kills a character,
You
which
could kill
gives
Nier.
which gives your entire team, the triple attack buff and all of that fun stuff, sure. And it gives Ilsa an entire other strike on her buttons. And there's nothing disqualifying you from, say, having the Pain of Death main hand, and that character that you auto kill with Death just comes back.
To note about something, yeah, chat's right, and because we can't see chat on your screen right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Winter Reese has Quad Strike
It's
as a
win
chance.
as a chance. Got it. Thank you. So this is the first reliable quad strike.
Yeah,
All right. But yeah, I'm sure a bunch of you, if you are interested, have seen um, the combo videos that are out there of Dark just summoning Death and then hitting Yakima, who copies Death, and then you get the triple strike, and then you get the quadruple strike.
Oh, I've seen a better combo on my end.
Which one was this?
You kill Nier, so
Mm-hmm.
you have the debuff on yourself and the boss.
Yep.
You have an Ereshigal and a Falsehood Chain,
Mm-hmm.
and you just attack 2 for 3 turns. You see it with the MC. MC gives everybody double strike because of Ereshigal.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get the meter from Telegram
Mm-hmm.
because instant CA because so your minus 300% charge bar game means nothing,
Yep. Yep.
and you hit the minimum for certain fights on damage.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that tells you everything you need to know about this character, about her usefulness, at least as a combat character. That put aside, like, this is a very popular character, and her art like launched 1,000 ships. She is Helen of Troy.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, the other rated weapons in this banner is not Percival, so I'm not rolling on this one
Mm-hmm.
until summer.
Yeah, I'm waiting for summer. All right, then the last one that we talk about for this draw banner, we have Nezha. Uh, as expected, he is in fire because one, he has fire as part of his kit, and two, that's where the primal pals are. Uh, now,
Yay!
now only Bale is missing from the pals, I believe. Athena's there,
You
Nezha's
know,
there.
you
Yeah,
can have him be shredding on the guitar, and it'd be fire.
yeah. All right. So once again, we start at the bottom. So he doesn't gain any charge meter on normal attacks, but he casts Flash Fire Gale after his normal attacks, which gives him 30
And
meter.
Anderson, is that you?
What was that?
Anderson, is that you?
Yeah. Uh, then he also has the Primal Pals passive. So based on the number of Primal allies in the party, he gets number one.
Including himself.
Yeah. So number one, he starts with Ignore Wind Resistance, which matters because he does wind damage as part of his kit. Then he gets a boost to attack, which is what, Perpetuity 50?
30.
30, got it. The third one is always deal triple attacks, which is something that is significant in fire if you are still using Soul Remnant. Then he gets a boost to his skill damage.
20% skill damage, 10% cap.
And then he gets supplement to his skill damage.
It's only 30k. This only really matters for skill 3, which it comes in quote unquote 20 turns.
And also, it's no recast. So.
Yeah, but
right.
he also gets like this super cool buff on him. We'll talk about it in a sec.
Right. But this is the base thing. You're gonna have him attack. He's gonna do his nuke, and that's how he builds to 100 meter. And then, he's chilling. He's doing his thing. He's doing a bunch of wind and fire nuke damage. He's got a high attack. He triple attacks all the time. Sure. All right. Now, because this is the rest of the context, his CA does a 3-turn cut to all of his skill standbys and his skill cooldowns.
So the 6-turn cooldowns go lower. They will probably be up by the next turn or so.
Mm-hmm. So Flash Fire Gale is going to get cast like a lot.
And it's
Uh,
two nukes, 405k fire and a 635k wind.
mhm. All
And
right.
he ignores we ignored the wind part, but the fire one's the one that wins fights. So
Well, the wind isn't insignificant, but yeah. All right, Sealing Spirit Lash, Fire Nuke, Fire Defense down. Two out of these, let's see, two, four, five debuffs.
the fire defense down is 25%. That's always already good.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is the two random debuffs. There's a list.
Yeah. So it's
The list is
Gravity,
yep,
Wind Attack down, which should be 25.
20%,
20? Okay.
20,
Debuff Resistance down.
10%.
Stackable Multi-Attack down.
The same numbers of 10%, 10% stacks to 50.
And this is the only local one, Special Attack damage down.
That one's always going to be a local one, and that's
Mm-hmm.
20%, so it's good.
Yeah.
And we roll two of these: one, two, three, four, five.
Mm-hmm. So it's always in your favor. All right, then here's the capstone here. What? Let's see. Left entirely to his own devices, he's going to gain 90 meter over the first uh, two turns. So he'll be CA ready on the third turn, and then the fourth or fifth turn. Yeah. So let's just say that this hits around turn
He
seven
could
or eight.
he could possibly get the meter for C on turn two
Mm-hmm.
because you cast skill one, you skill,
And
and
then
then
he
you do
attacks twice. Yeah.
attack. So you have 60. You start the battle with 30 and 99% of the time until
Yeah.
you forget crew buffs are up. And
Yeah.
so you possibly have someone CAing already to
Yeah.
give them the other thing.
So reasonably around turn 8 or so, and he gains the following buffs for the rest of the fight. 1. Permanent CA reactivate.
That's always been a good one.
Not only that, but it means that his fire skills don't have cooldowns anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's -6. It just resets both of them. He becomes Luffy. CA damage boost.
It's 100%. So if you're not hitting the cap, it's really good.
HP lowered every turn, so he sets himself on fire.
Yep. The cap's out at 1K, and Alanon exists
Mm-hmm. Uh, he will have Chaser, bonus fire damage on his normal attacks,
and bonus wind,
and bonus wind.
and they're both 10%. And remember, he ignores the resistance on wind.
So yeah, this character has a clear goal that's being built toward, and once you get there, he's wildly good. And there you go. that's that's pretty much how it is. He is the offensive engine of the Primal Pals now, because most of the Primal Pals are very, very defense oriented. Satyr's defense, Athena's defense, um, like Summer Medusa is only offense because if she manages to get protected, then she'll do a strong nuke every turn. But if she doesn't get protected, then she doesn't do it, and so it's all just defensive at that point.
And note that with other than Athena, three of these primal pals are triple attacking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, ex- extremely good, very easy to understand. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's what
His
there is.
his weapon exists.
The handballs.
It's a big crit and medium DA.
Oh God, that's fun.
The thing that he needed, DA,
Yeah, for sure.
when he can guarantee his triple attack.
Okay, are we ready to move on to the last character and summon of the last 2 weeks? Or yeah, 2 weeks.
Back row Seophon.
Yeah, pretty much. So we have Sanrio characters now, and they gave us a back row tie-in character. Not quite Nobita, but still extremely good at doing what they want. A job that very few other characters do. So here we have Cinnamoroll and Pom Pompurine. Look at how
They're
cute they are.
cute.
Look at those cuties.
They're melee fist.
Just they don't have weapons, they have balloons.
Heal other wind. All right. What's the important parts?
The important part is you scroll all the way down to support skills, and it says, "Will help
We'll help
too.
too.
Boost to win friends' CA specs. Takes effect even when Cinema Roll and Pom Pom Purin are in the back line."
The number is 30% CA damage, 5% CA cap.
And here's an important note. Uh, it has been tested with Seifon in the front line. They stack. So, yeah. They are very
So
good in the back line.
with Saifon, it's like 80% CA damage. Was it 15% CA cap?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Because they stack.
Yeah.
It's
Here,
weird they stack, but it stacks. Let's take it.
yeah. All right. So the other things I haven't even looked at really. So let's see their other support skills. So they have the like these are non-combatant abilities of they can't normal attack. They have low hostility, and then at the end of the turn they have a chance to heal and remove a debuff from everybody.
According to the wiki, is a coin flip, and it's a 1K heal and a clear. With
Hmm.
so a clear is always good.
So here's nap time.
Except the clear is a 150% chance. So
Yeah. All right. So anyway, soaring with Skyfarers, they have Veil and Dispel cancel on a probably 9-turn cooldown. We can't uncap them
nope,
yet. Is it?
we don't know
Yeah.
because we can't uncap them until the third.
Which is why I think that there's going to be more of this April Fool's collab. All right. Here's let's do our best. Everybody gets attack up and defense up for 3 turns and triple attack for 1. And by triple attack, I mean
Guaranteed.
guaranteed.
All right. They can't triple attack, but everyone else can.
And
But
then
you're in wind.
yeah. Here's nap time. So nap time. They take a turn off. They can't attack. They can't attack anyway. They just can't
Yeah,
CA.
yeah, they can't see it.
They take extra damage because they are asleep. It's the sleep status effect. Once it's over, they heal. It
Fully heal.
ends. They end cooldown for the other 2 skills, and they get instant CA standby.
And
And
what
this is
does the
on a
CA do?
the CA is mirror image to everybody, heal and remove 2 debuffs.
The impressive part is it's 2 mirror image times.
Yeah. So anyway, um, the thing is that if it had just been like this part here, where it's just nothing but heals and support, then
It'd
people
be
would be
Cardcaptor
like,
Sakura again.
yeah, we would be. But then they're just like, yeah, we'll fix our mistakes from Cardcaptor Sakura, and here, boost to win friends' CA specs. They help everybody else out by existing.
Yeah, that's pretty
Also,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. That's good enough to take a backline slot.
Hmm. Meanwhile, another thing that happened is we have the summon of Kitty and friends. Where are you? Hello, Kitty and friends.
It was right there, top left.
Top left. It's the newest. Sanrio characters. Um, they're one of those like great for new players things where they on call um, give you a heal and revitalize. So it's mini Lucifer.
So they
Oh,
start off with that,
mm-hmm.
and then at 4-star, it's stackable attack and defense.
Yes,
And new players, and even me, I like that.
yeah. Um, their main aura is this of generic little 50% elemental attack. It's not even elemental. It's just 50% to attack. Uh,
Yeah,
30% boost to chain burst. Chain burst is the first thing that does max damage. So it's like, all right, sure. 20% boost to charge meter at the start of battle. That's a thing. That's a real thing.
it's not 30, but we take these as a new player.
Yeah, as free stuff from Sanrio. Then the hidden effect is that the first time you summon them, while Pom Pom Purine and Cinema Roll are in the party, it gives the MC and Pom Pom Purine / Cinnamon Roll instant CA standby. I just tested this with Lyria in the party, and Lyria didn't get affected. I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, it specifically said MC, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
You cannot sell, reduce, or use these for upgrading. Only one copy can ever be untamed.
Hmm. But I mean, it's much like many of the other collab summons. They are good for being new, and they're very cute, and you will be happy when you look at them.
Just put them on home screen.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll probably have to come back to the collab because Cygames has a habit of unlisted extensions to events for Halloween, if for not Halloween, for April Fool's Day.
Bubble comes in and saves the day.
Oh, give me playable Kuromi. I will absolute like I've been voting for Kuromi every time I can. Vote, vote Kuromi. There we go. All right. I don't know what they're going to do with this vote. This is just well, not just. This is a reference to how Sanrio does voting for its characters.
Wait,
Because
there's
there's
more to this page of voting. I only looked at the first page.
yeah, there's 3 pages because there are 5 more like unregistered Sanrio characters, and they're the freaking Vern memes. The Vern Bill, Bamboo Cutter Vern, Space Vern.
uh, so what happens is that after voting, we get an uncap, 5-star uncap for that character later, like 6 months down the line.
All right, that's even more reason to vote Kuromi. But
I
anyway,
mean, this is the last time we did this with Love Live, so
yeah, but they were also explicitly playable to start with. This is we only have one playable character in this, and there's 5 more characters that don't have a playable version in here.
it's true.
So
Uncap the summoned.
I wouldn't be surprised at that one. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so that's it for this week. Like I said, we're punting Choreogra. There's too much. Whoop,
Don't
what up?
forget there's 2 skins because it's April Fools.
Oh, these skins are so good, DJ.
Universe.
It's so good. I love just looking at her sprite pose.
She's strong.
She's very strong, and she's showing off those little guns. Those little guns that it's made pretty explicit in her Fate episode that she probably couldn't lift books if she wanted to because she's just never done it before. She'll just try and levitate them and walk around. That's just she doesn't know how to do physical things in a body.
It's okay. She doesn't start with low HP, so
Yeah. Look at how strong she is though. Look at that daughter go.
yeah. Thanks for the meter and healing.
Yeah. The other one is Zeta as a patch of grass. I I mean, okay.
Sure.
Like she's grass. Here she is.
And she shoots rice things at you, right?
Yeah, it's a rice shower.
All right, that's it.
That's it. Unicorn was an absolute want, and I'm so glad that we have it. Anyway,
All right, before we get DMCA'd.
yeah. All right, thanks everybody. Sorry for being on my remote setup and not even my usual remote setup. This is like the backup to my backup setup. But thanks for joining us. Thanks, DJ.